Plenty of pace.
5 China Syndrome. Has only won 5 from 45, and its last win was in November at Geelong in the Balan Cup.
Yeah, 10th of 13 at Mornington and a handicap at its last start. Look, he's run some fair races in the country, but I think this is beyond him.
6 Rupert, not bad at Cranbourne last start, but 7 of his 8 wins have been on either a slow or heavy track.
Definitely a soft track horse. He hasn't got the conditions to suit here today. Barrier 14 will be no luxury either. I think Rupert can look towards the rain clouds and just hope the drought breaks.
We need a drought breaker. Number 7, Samasira. Not bad in the Werribee Cup, 9th, coming back in distance, but it's had 9 starts at a mile, 1600, hasn't been placed.
No, you couldn't really have it at the mile here at Flemington. And the 9th at the Werribee Cup, look, that race was stronger than this race. Maccabee Diva is a fair horse that won the Werribee Cup, but not on that form. I think it needs to be more consistent and stronger.
8 Shaloga's a tip, second at Moe over 1200. He's won 6 out of his last 9. He is jumping up in distance, but there's a lot of support for him.
He's won 4 out of his last 5, only beaten at his last start at Moe by a very, very short margin. I like this horse. I think he's got the good, consistent form. The distance a bit of a concern, but I think he'll get the money.
Stablemaker Vekalaka is our Borak. No luck at all behind You Little Butte at Moonee Valley. He has a 1600-metre win at Mornington in February.
Yeah, he'll be winding up from the rear, this horse. He's drawn the outside alley in barrier 19, and I tell you what, if the pace is on, look for horses like Albarak starting to finish off over the last 100 metres.
11 is Bag of Tricks, 8th at Cranbourne, 7th at Caulfield before that. Went to Adelaide and won at Cheltenham over 1400 prior to that.
Distance could be a little bit of a worry. He hasn't won over the 1600 metres yet, drawn the outside gate. Would expect to see him racing on the pace as well, and for having drawn the outside, that's not the ideal place to be.
12 Zinadan's been popping over to Adelaide as well, 5th at Victoria Park, a couple of starts back. He ran 2nd in a provincial plate at Flemington over 1600 metres last year.
Well, he's been struggling for form, but he found it at Horsham at his last start, and if he can hold that form, he's a horse with a bit of ability. He wouldn't be the roughest in the race. 13
is Deals, resuming here. It's had 1 start at Flemington for 1 win.
Handles it wet, but he goes better on the dry. And look, his form's consistent without being earth-shattering. He wouldn't be the roughest chance in the race, drawn barrier 1.
If you're watching earlier today, the Herald Sun described Laveneur, the next horse, number 14, as a serial pest. We had a story with Dennis Walters. I think he'll have some support. He's a front runner.
He's a crazy leader. He just gets out in front and goes as hard as he can, and he's going to bring a few of these other leaders undone. Whether he can keep going remains to be seen. His last 2 runs have been awful, but before that he produced his best at Benalla. 15
Royal Effort, also an old horse. He's 7 years of age. He won at Flemington way back in February 2000. Last start 10th at Cranbourne.
Well, he's sort of working his way back to form. He got caught wide first up, and it was a better run second up, and he's a horse could wind up from the rear. I wouldn't rule him out.
And 16 Worth the Wait had no luck at all at Werribee last start. It's heavily bandaged, as you can see, when 4th, and has won 3 out of its last 6, including twice at 1600.
Yes, I think this horse has got a bit of a chance in the race at the light weights, at big odds as well. He's a bit of an on-pace runner, but he's got reasonably solid form.
Sally Wynn's the rider of Energy Abounds. Diane Wynn is the trainer, and she's with Peter Donegan.
Di, you've got a real tough racehorse here. Gee, I was impressed with that effort at Caulfield. He had no peace, but he just kept on fighting on.
Yes, he's an honest horse, and he just seems to love racing. And he's got a lot of weight today, but he had a 58 at Caulfield the other day. I just hope they leave him alone and he can do what he likes doing best, and that's running.
But he's got an enormous heart too. He just keeps on finding something, even when he hasn't had the luck in the race.
Oh yes, he just, in his work, whatever you do with him, he just wants to do it, and he just likes being a racehorse. That's all I can put it down to, and he's a good horse.
And you'd reckon the big wide open spaces at Flemington would probably suit him too. He's a long strider.
Yes, he's a big horse, and you know, I don't think he's really got a lead today either. I think hopefully he might settle and the big straight, you know, be running on.
Could be a real family affair with Sally sitting on his back. Diane Wynn, the best of luck.
Oh yes, I hope so. Thank you.
Love those sparkles on the rump. Well, for the 8th consecutive year, they've broken the record here on Oaks Day. 103,269. A bigger crowd than the Cup, a bigger crowd than Derby Day. Imagine this, we have had 3 consecutive days of over 100,000. Before this year, not more than 1 meeting had ever had over 100,000 during a Melbourne Cup Spring Carnival. We've topped it 3 times They keep on breaking the records. It's not a public holiday in Melbourne. It is amazing. As they go to the posts for the Crown Cup.
2002 Australia's Racing Champions. This magnificent print features 3 of Australia's greatest modern thoroughbreds. Ethereal, the shining star of last spring, winner of an unforgettable Cups double. Northerly, the fighting tiger from the west, and the incomparable Sunline, the greatest mare to have raced on Australian soil. Each of these 500 limited edition prints has been personally signed by equine artist Alastair Simpson. This wonderful piece of racing memorabilia is priced at $395. To order, you can phone 1800 889 992 or purchase online at www.sportswatch.com.au.
Here we are at Fashions on the Field. I'm with Hanny, a fashion designer. Now, Hanny, you've dressed a few people for the race today. You want to run me through some of your looks?
Yes, that's right. It's been great honour to be approached by Channel 7 to dress this beautiful star, Liz Mooney, Jennifer Adams and Frances Murphy. Today it's about celebrations of women, of glamour, femininity, and this dress is all about glam and femininity. So I'm really happy with the outfit.
Now tell me, this must have taken quite a while to put together. It's quite demi-couture, isn't it?
It is. It's quite a one-piece couture, and it's been a lot of work to put in here, but it's really, really worth it.
Well, your work seems to have paid off. Thanks a lot for coming today.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Thank you, Henry.
Wayne Cooper there with Elise Mooney, and the design of her dress, Demi Couture, be a good name for a horse, but you're learning a bit out here, Richard, aren't you, this week?
Perhaps you should buy a horse and we'll train it for you and you can name it that.
Ekalaka, number 1, has been coming a couple of points, and Energy Abounds remains the favourite. So, do have a riding change in the last. Danny Nikolic has replaced Mark Zara in the final event on Cause for Divorce. Sally Wynn and Bernadette Cooper, worth the wait. Bernadette Cooper, now the siren sounding there, not sure why. Energy Abounds, that was Sally Wynn a moment ago. She was so close to winning with a sensational spot.
It's tough for female riders. There's Bernadette Cooper, who is one of the top female riders in Sydney and one of the best I've ever seen. But there is a natural bent against females. They're not quite as strong as the men, and they don't get as many opportunities. But these girls, Sally Wynn and Bernadette Cooper, do very, very well.
Now, number 13's a late scratching here. Deals has come out. So number 13 just coming out. That was the siren sounding in the background. So we're now down to a field of 14 to run with number 13 out. So if you back Deals, you'll get your money back. And was it reasonable odds, Deals? Was first up, so won't be much of a reduction in the prices and the totes.
You wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think so.
Notice Shaloga well and truly in the market.
There's Energy Abounds there. Lovely horse. Really honest. Good front runner too. A number of front runners in this field, and I think that's one of the things that will be most interesting to see who does take up the running, because they'll all be looking at each other saying, well, will you do it? I'm not going to have a fight with you.
Lavenue normally leads, and he's been racing in longer races, and it's whether he'll have the pace to lead all these horses, but they do like to ride him in front. He's $58, Lavenue. There's Deals, the late scratching.
That's odd. He's got round to the gates, and yet he has been taken out. There'll be an interesting reason for that. As yet, we don't know what it is.
And a Royal Effort of big odds are now worth the wait at about 11 to 1.
Here he is. He's on the toe. Energy Abounds. And you like to see that. A couple of horses just having a sweat here, but it is very hot conditions. You can excuse them for sweating. This isn't nerves. This isn't the horse falling to pieces. It's simply to do with the heat.
From all over the country, as I said, Wodonga, Brian Cox comes from $3.90, Energy Abounds, and $5.50 for Ekalaka. Diane Wynn comes from Cranbourne. Alison Bennett from Moe, Ballarat, Mornington, all represented. $7.20 for Shaloga and $7.70 for Encosta Legend. So they're the 4 that they really want.
Now, the starter's starting to count the horses and get them organised now. There's been a little delay while they confirm the scratching of Deals there, and now the attendants are starting to lead them forward, I think.
John Letts is there. John, do you know why Deals has come out at all?
It was a little bit short in its action, Bruce, and the vet had a look at it. Craig knew it was a bit worried about the horse, trotted it around and give it a good trot around too, and it didn't seem to be stretching out, so they've, you know, done the right thing and taken the horse out.
Okay, hard track for a horse that's short in its action going to the post. John, your thoughts with the favourite around there with Sally Wynn? Energy Abounds?
But you know that sparkler stuff they use at weddings and on Christmas trees? This horse has got a pattern on its back, Energy Abounds, with all these gold sparklers on its back, like stars they are, and they're shining and sparkling away, but it looks terrific, Energy Abounds, and it'd be great for Sally Wynn to win on the horse. But it is an up-front runner, and it looked very, very well in the yard.
You know what weddings and Christmas trees have in common? They bring home the goodies, the presents.
You're right there, Reg. I think this one will too, because it looked good.
Let's see if Energy Abounds can win. Ekalaka, the second favourite, won the race a couple of years ago. He's 8 years of age, but some of these old geldings, they can just keep on keeping on, can't they? We see them year after year coming back and racing well.
The alternative is often not that good, so it's good if they can keep going.
Do you think they know that, do you?
I think they do.
So $3.90 and $5.40, $7.30 Shaloga in the market, and $7.80 for Encosta Legend. They're just about set for the Crown Cup today as we join Wayne Wilson.
Mr. Donizetti going up towards his position. He's about to load. Encosta Legend is still out behind them. In fact, we've got three out. Mr. Donizetti, El Barak and Encosta Legend. Already the starter, Mr. Didham, has gone to the platform. So he's ready for them. And as soon as we get the all clear from behind the gates, we'll be off and running. Post position's very important at the 1600 start. It's a little kick out off the course proper over there at the 1600. They've got a rail that guides them down for what looks to be about 100 metres, and that brings them into the permanent running rail. Now the lights are on, indicating that a start is imminent. So stand by. El Barak is the only one out of line. 4 attendants grouped around behind El Barak. Another 2 popping in to give some assistance. El Barak goes in. The gate is snapped shut behind El Barak. And now they're set. Ready?
Okay, riders.
Racing Shaloga in the centre, fast away as Samsira near the inside began nicely. Energy Abounds is bounding away from them in the early stages, establishing a break and leading by a length or so. Shaloga's going to second on the outside, and there goes Lavinier. Lavinier, he loves to run along. He's moving up and he's going to apply a little bit of pressure to the leader, and Sally will be happy enough to let him go and let him slide to a clear lead. Lavinier in front of Energy Abounds, leading by a length. 2 away third is Shaloga, followed by Zinadan on the inside, then Encosta Legend. El Barak is next on the outside. Ekalaka further back along the rails. Further back then came Worth the Weight, racing on the inside of Mr. Donizetti. China Syndrome. Rupert's well back. Then Samsira on the inside. They're coming down the side of the course. Royal Effort, and last of all is Bag of Tricks. Lavinier is the leader. They're coming up towards the corner now. 750 metres to go. Lavinier just lobbing along out in front, leading by 3 lengths on Energy Abounds, who's getting a lovely slipstream run in second position. Shaloga third the outside, and Encosta Legend coming to the outside. Lavinier, as always, he races away from the fence, and Sally's got a beautiful run on the inside with the favourite Energy Abounds, and she gives him a little squeeze and he accelerates nicely to go to the lead. They've got 300 metres to go. Energy Abounds is the leader, got away to lead by a length and a half, Mr. Donizetti. China Syndrome right down the outside with El Barak. They're both running on gamely. Energy Abounds in front but under siege now. El Barak on the outside, and flying through too is Worth the Weight. Worth the Weight dashed through in the centre and got the money for Bernadette Cooper. Worth the Weight first. Energy Abounds in a photo for second and third. El Barak is there just behind the Ekalaka, followed in then by Zinadan, and then Bag of Tricks, China Syndrome, and Encosta Legend further back with Samsira, Mr. Donizetti, Shaloga, Rupert, and the last 2 home, Royal Effort and Lavinier.
Well, Richard said she's one of the best female jockeys he's ever seen. What a ride, what a flashing finish by Worth the Weight. 9 has got second, which is El Barak, and Energy Abounds wasn't too far away, but this is an enormous effort by Worth the Weight, who is tucked away behind them. Back here at the moment, Energy Abounds is out in front. She didn't have much luck, actually, Energy Abounds. It really didn't, but it didn't run second, by the way, Energy Abounds. I had it there, but it's got third, Energy Abounds, so it's worth the wait. Have a look, about to come through. Bernadette Cooper's got to get through the field, get through she does, and look at this horse come home like a train and pick them up and win full of running. Al Barak gets second and Energy Abounds gets third. That was a flashing finish.
It certainly was. That strong pace in front with Lavender taking off in front really brought Energy Abounds undone. Very unlucky there. If Energy Abounds had got a soft lead, I think he would have won, but Lavender had taken that finish out of him, and it just set it up for the horses from behind. And here's Bernadette Cooper, and she can really ride, getting to the line just in front, and old Al Barak from the back coming home too.
Surely history today. 2 female jockeys in the first 3 place getters in the one race. Let's go down to Peter Donegan.
Barry Burke and Sally Burke, congratulations.
Good on you, Peter. Thank you very much.
Well, we've heard raps on Bernadette Cooper. That was a terrific ride, wasn't it?
Wasn't it a gem?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've been saying for many years now, these girl riders can do it if you give them the horse. And she certainly rode that one very well.
And you've set this horse for this race all along, Barry?
No, only in the last couple of weeks, maybe the last month, I should say. He's just sort of, every run he's had, he's kept on improving. He was very unlucky at Werribee last start. I thought, oh, well, why not?
And very quickly, Sally, there's another reason to celebrate today.
Yeah, it's my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Peter.
And Bernadette Cooper, Bernadette, gee, your second time to Flemington, and it was worth the wait, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It's just been a wonderful buzz just to ride here today and to have a win. It's just topped it off fabulously.
Bernadette, I noticed when you come out on the track, you had a lot of people down here cheering you on. You must have brought your own cheer squad down from Queensland.
Yeah, it actually surprised me a bit because I didn't really think many people knew me down here.
Well, you're going to be very popular with the public now.
I hope so, yeah.
And how'd you get the ride on this horse?
My uncle trains at Cranbourne and he knew Barry, and that's how I got the ride on.
I just heard Barry give you a big rap, Bernadette, and it must have been a great ride too, because you had to get through the field. You had a lot of traffic in front of you.
I did. I actually ran into about 3 dead ends in the straight and finally got out.
And you got there on one of the biggest days in Australian racing.
Yeah, it's been great.
Congratulations, Bernadette.
Thank you.
How appropriate, Ladies' Day, and the women finished first and third in that race. Bernadette Cooper and Sally win, and very confident talking to John Letts there, and fabulous ride, a really good win. What a thrill for her. 103,000 people here. Biggest crowd ever on an Oaks Day. Just a flying finish. Fabulous ride. There's Sally Wynn closest to us. Al Barak's got it, but this is worth the wait. Well, it was exactly that.
Here it comes. Head into the frame, and Bernie, she can ride, this girl. I tell you what, I never frightened a bit with her on, and plenty of people in Sydney put her on, and she rides stacks of winners.
And the Burkes are happy, and why not? What a great result, worth the wait. It had some specking, had some real specking, and well, it has run right up to its best form. No luck at all at Werribee. He's won 4 out of its last 7 now. But the story really is Bernadette Cooper at Flemington on Oaks Day, and coming with this wonderful run. She said we're into 3 dead ends. Look at this smile. You're not going to get this off her face for a long, long time. We'll be back with more as we join Andrew Daddo.
Nice to be joined by Claude Jeanna of Longines Watches. Now, you have the official watch of the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Must be exciting for you guys.
Yes, it is indeed. And I think riding competition requests and demand exceptional skill and enthusiasm. And I think the end result is a perfect display of elegance and grace, and that's why Longines is associated with Melbourne Cup Carnival and is sponsoring the Oaks Days, endorsing the Longines plate and the fashion on the field competition.
Because the Dolce Vita, the watch of the Carnival, now that just follows fashion really, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we have the Dolce Vita round, which is a watch of the Carnival and belongs to our Dolce Vita collection, which is very successful. And really, it's the best example to show how we pass our message of elegance to the end consumers with this product.
Yeah. Thanks, Claude.
Seven's broadcast of the Melbourne Cup Carnival is brought to you by Amy. Have a lucky day.
Hello everyone, HG Nelson here once again, hoping you're enjoying your Oaks Day and your miles ahead for the carnival as a whole. Speaking of the carnival, it'll be back on tonight at 10:30. The fun continues, Roy. Who's our special guest tonight, bro?
AC, we're having Sunline back to discuss Ladies' Day, because Sunline and Ladies' Day have gone together hand in glove for about 5 years. Sunline was there today. What sort of day did she have? Was it as good as Oak Days in the past? I don't think it was. Others say it was better. Why don't you join us tonight and find out?
10:30.
Well, there's been a sighting here today. Elvis is alive and well. Correct weight on 16, 9 and 2. Here's the final dividends.
16 worth the wait, 10.50, 3.20, 9L Barack, $6.02, Energy Abounds, 160. Quinella, 91.90, Trifecta, 1,609, and the Exacta, 242.10.
So the final event today, race 9, the Longines Plate. Here's the lineup.
Number 1, Sale of Century, Stephen Arnold. 2, The Man, Bernadette Cooper. 3, Varsileos, Reese McLeod. 4, As You Would, Vincent Hall. 5, Frere Jacques, Darren Gauci. 6, Pennywort, Corey Brown. 7, Juggernaut, Stephen King. 8, Our Only Vice, Luke Curry. 9, Republic, Brett Preble. 10 is a scratching. 11, Cause for Divorce, Danny Nikolek. Number 12, Hot Fame, Jason Patton. 13, I'm Naughty, Karen McAvoy. 14, Loire Valley, Matthew Gatt. 15, Moo Ball, Chris Muntz. 16, Transferal, John Dinham. 17, Riscato, Craig Newitt. 18 and 19 are non-starters.
So that's the lineup for the final event as we go down to the presentation after the Crown Cup.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll agree it's appropriate that on the traditional Ladies' Day of the Carnival that Bernadette Cooper should boot home worth the wait to victory in the Crown Cup. What a great ride it was indeed. To make the presentations now to the very joyous connections, would you please welcome once again Anne Peacock, the General Marketing Manager, Communications for Crown.
Minister Hulls, Chairman and VRC Committee, Lord Mayor, Lady Mayoress, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At Crown, we are extremely proud of our reputation as a world of entertainment. And I know many of you have heard me say that before, particularly just earlier today. But we are. And tonight, we invite you to come back and continue your celebrations, whether it be dinner at any one of our marvellous restaurants, to go shopping, spend a little bit of those winnings, or again, try your luck. Ladies and gentlemen, in all seriousness, on behalf of our Chairman, James Packer, our Chief Executive, Rowan Craigie, and everyone at Crown, it is indeed a great honour to present to the winning owners a trophy to commemorate and celebrate their success in the Crown Cup. Please congratulate Mike North.
Thank you.
Thank you. A terrific day for them, worth the wait, doing the job. This 6-year-old gelding having its day in the sun in the Crown Cup here on Crown Oaks Day. Final event, we've had a look at the field. Let's have a look at what's happening in the betting ring.
A lucky last, let's hope it is that way. Varsileos comes up as early favourite with the bookmakers on the each-way line. But your tip, and I know you're quite keen on this one, Sean, is our get-out stakes, As You Would, the number 4.
Yeah, it's a good one to get out on, Pat, if you're doing your money. As You Would, it'll be about 10 or 12 to 1 is my guess.
It's double each-way odds at this stage, so you're expecting it to get out a little bit. It's been a little bit like that. The bookmakers have been conservative early, haven't they?
Yes, they've been very conservative early. A lot of horses getting out in the betting ring late.
Quite a few under the double-figure odds at the moment, but Varsileos on the each-way line is favourite. As You Would, double the each-way odds, and that is Sean's tip in the last.
Full race totes for the Longines Plate. Number 1, Sale of Century, 23.80. 2, The Man, 18. 3, Varsileos, 5.50. 4, As You Would, 8.90. 5, Frere Jacques, 8.80. 6, Pennywort, 10.90. 7, Juggernaut, 18.60. 8, Our Only Vice, 43.70. 9, Republic, 13.70, scratch 10. 11, Cause for Divorce, 27.20. 12, Hot Fame, 19.10. 13, I'm Naughty, 6.60. 14, Loire Valley, 23.20. 15, Moo Ball, 14.20. 16, Transferal, $23. 17, Riscato, 38.20. 18 and 19 not running.